friends, and welcome back to our homestead. I am making a bunch of different home remedies today. I made some tinctures and some elixirs, and I put some leaves to dry for tea because I harvested a ton of many different herbs today because we're expecting bad weather, and I just wanted to make sure that I harvested that in time. So on top of everything, I have decided to trim my big long bush of lemon verbena. And lemon verbena, when you take the leaves and you rub them together, it smells like lemon, but very strong lemon, and that fragrant lemon that kind of perks you up and wakes you up, but at the same time relaxes you. It's amazing how these herbs have that ability to do, wake you up and relax you at the same time without sedating you. So yeah, there is no comparison to synthetic aids and natural aids. So I have a couple of branches here that I want to preserve these leaves. Lemon verbena is commonly used in some of the Asian cooking, especially Thai cuisine. I know some of my friends who are from Vietnam and from Cambodia, they told me they use this as well. And I know it's very fragrant, and you can cook with it. It's very, very fragrant. You can dry it and cook it as a dry herb, or as fresh, you can put it in your stew. But I want to save it for my medicinal remedies, for my home remedies. And everything that I'm sharing here today is, I just want you guys to know that I'm not a doctor, even though I do study herbs and I practice herbs in my home, in my family, and I love to use herbs, but I'm not a doctor. So I just want you to know that you need to do your own research, use this information as educational information, and decide on your own what you want to do, and seek medical help when you need it. So here's my lemon verbena, and the house smells wonderful because it's like literally lemon essential oil. That's how strong it is. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to just remove these leaves from these stems because the branches are quite hard, and I just want to preserve the leaves. Okay, so here are my branches, and I took them cut them off the bush a few hours ago, and they beginning to wilt already. So I'm just gonna work fast, and all I'm doing right now is I am removing them from the stem because these other stems are actually quite woody, and I don't want them. All I want is the leaves. So I've been doing some research about lemon verbena, and I know it's delicious for cooking, and it's fragrant, and it's nice, kind of like almost like an essential oil, but it has a lot of other wonderful properties. So I found in one of the books I was been reading recently, and this book is called Grow Your Own Herbal Remedies by Maria Noel Groves. And I met this herbalist and author at a conference, herbal conference this past summer, and she is wonderful and a wealth of knowledge. And I'm so honored that I have met her and learned so much from her. So I'm gonna put up a link to her book at the description at the bottom, and you guys can buy that through Amazon. I find it very easy to understand. She gives practical advices, so I think it's really, really good. So I read in her book that besides being aromatic and uplifting and calming, it's also antimicrobial property. So there was, she published that on one of the burn units at the hospital, lemon verbena essential oil was infusing with lemongrass and geranium on the burn unit at the hospital, and it reduced airborne bacteria, which included MRSA. MRSA is one of those nasty bugs that's very difficult to treat because it's methicillin resistant staphylococcal aureus, and it's a very difficult to treat, meaning that it is resistant to very strong antibiotics, and it can be lethal for immunosuppressed patients. So you know, it's just amazing that essential oils are able to remove that from the air. So I am saving these leaves because I'm going to be dehydrating them for tea. I'm going to put them in my tea. So I do have a dehydrator, and I'm keeping it downstairs in my basement because it's quite bulky. It's one of those big ones, and it's a little noisy. So I like to do it out of sight, out of mind. So I do have those big trays that you lay down all of your plant material to dry. So I can leave these leaves whole just like these, or I can chop them up into smaller pieces. It really doesn't matter, but I think I'm gonna leave them whole just like that, and they will dehydrate. Okay, so you can use these leaves to make tea, or you can use them into tincture. I'm just gonna leave them as dried for tea. I think that's going to be good enough. So you can have one or up to 3 cups of tea a day, and I think it's a really good idea. So you can also make it into syrup or an elixir, and I have posted a video already how I make my elixirs with other herbs, and I can put up a link to that for you guys to see. I don't know which side is going to be, left or right, I'm not sure, but you guys can observe, watch that and learn how I make my elixirs with fresh honey and alcohol. So here it is, not much. So I'm going to go ahead, put this in my dehydrator, and I'm going to put a setting on the lowest one at for herbs, and I'm going to keep an eye on to see how fast they dry. But I bet they're going to dry fast because they are very, very thin and delicate. So I think they're going to dry pretty fast. Friends, the winter is coming. The winter is coming, and whether you want to or not, and that means the flus and colds are going to be right around the corner. And I think it is very important for any mom to be prepared and have home remedies on hand, because see, you need to make all of these medicines ahead of time. And I always teach people who ask me about making home remedies is that tinctures take 6 to 8 weeks. Elixirs take 6 to 8 weeks. Yes, the herbs to dry are faster, but you first need to either grow them, forage for them, or buy them at herbal shops, and you have to have it on hand. The last thing you want is to, when you're not feeling well, run around and look for something, or rely on a pharmaceutical synthetic medication when in fact you can take care of simple things with lemon verbena. So I am just looking at another book about lemon verbena, and this book is called The Encyclopedia of Herbal Medicine, 550 Herbs and Remedies for Common Ailments. And this book is by Andrew Chevalier. I think it was published in 2015. And I was just reading, where did my glasses go? And I was reading about lemon verbena and how it's used, or what it's good for. And it says that it's been very popular in Europe, in Spain and France and other Europe. It's as an infusion, meaning that is long steeped tea. Infusion is a long steeped tea. Not that just you steep a tea bag for like 5 minutes, 5 seconds, 15 seconds. No. This one it steeps for like an hour or two, a long infusion. And let's see. It's used for upset GI, gas, bloating. It can help with that. It's used as a tonic for nervous system to calm down and relax. And it's always it may be used in conjunction with lemon balm, which lemon balm is another wonderful herb to grow in your yard and to have on hand. So I thought it was a really good herb to have, and that's why I decided to grow. It is a perennial bush, but it doesn't like cold very much. So I'm really hoping that it survives the winter here in New England. All right, off I go to the dehydrator. So friends, I hope you're encouraged to make your own home remedies. I hope you guys encouraged to learn about homemade remedies. So be encouraged and try something new.